Okay, so I'm Gefen Kilstein.
I'm Michal Sebty.
I'm Evyatar Roth.
And I'm Alexandra Genin. And we're from Hagimnasiya Harealit school. And like our group, we were also competing in this hackathon competition. And we won the second place. We're very grateful for this. It was a great experience. And we would like to tell you more about it right now.
Okay.
So,
yes. Presentation?
Yes, the presentation.
Let's find it. Where's ours? اللي مستجمع توصل تاني.
I'm very sorry.
Share.
There again. Okay, thank you so much. We're very sorry. Excuse me so much. Yes, okay. So let's start. Okay. As we know, a lot of citizens on a global scale may get into a situation where they feel a physical threat, an attacker on the street, violence in school, violence on the roads and highways, sexual assaults, etc. One of the main problems for the victim in that situation is that their ability to communicate with their environment is limited, very much limited. Here is the point that we step into the picture with our initiative, Shield.
So, what is it exactly? Shield is a collection of sensors, detectors, and microphones that are put together to a compact shape of a smartwatch. Shield can check up known symptoms of the human body in states of panic and stress, such as accelerated heartbeat, hyperhidrosis, which is too much sweat, vibrations, and more. When Shield detects a state of danger, it enters high alert mode and can be activated by a simple hand gesture predefined by the user. Shield will notify the police immediately so they can come and solve the situation. Another important feature is the fact that Shield can record the entire situation and the record can be used as evidence in court.
Shield also can send an alert to other Shield users who have been certified, thereby predicting the help of the police and official medical officials if necessary.
So what makes us different? What makes us different? As you may notice, all the technologic parts of this initiative can be found on the market today. But it is very important to acknowledge the fact that there is no system or initiative that combines all of them for the purpose of reducing violence and attacks. We believe this combination creates an effective and primary solution to one of the biggest problems of life in our society.
So in conclusion, we would like to say that unfortunately, violence harms every one of us, and Shield proposes to protect every one of us. In Hebrew, there's a saying that means a savior of one soul is a savior of an entire world. And although Shield is a great initiative that can save many lives and prevent a lot of damage, we cannot count on it alone. If you witness to any kind of violence in your environment, please do something. No one knows whose life you can save tomorrow.
Very good. Very interesting. Very
Very much.
interesting. Thank you. Thank you. You mentioned one of the things you had was a decibel meter.
Decibel meter.
So what is that doing?
Oh, it measures, like when somebody screams, it can detect it and it can just enter the high alert mode.
I'm sorry, say that again. Your sound is
תתקרב
breaking up.
למיקרופון.
Okay, so when somebody screams,
Ah,
the decibel meter.
no, I wasn't sure because I know the decibel is reading sound and I thought it was going to make sound, but it's listening for screaming. Ah, okay. Very interesting. Whoops, we lost Celeste.
Yeah.
Well, that's very good. So I want to ask you the same question I asked before. When you actually start to put this together, what do you think the biggest problem will be, or one of the major problems you might have? You will have problems. You need to think about what they might be. So what do you think? You need to come closer to the mic. We cannot hear you.
I think manufacturing might be the biggest problem because the technologies that we use are already exist, but distributing and selling it to the public might be a challenge. It needs to be very broadly used by everyone to be effective, and that might not happen in the first days or weeks.
And we need to do a really good marketing because, as Evyatar said, it's put on the market right now, and nobody will think more about what makes us special because you can really see it everywhere. So we need to really work hard for the marketing for people to understand that it's really important.
Yeah, creating a community.
Did you start to interview people and talk to people about this? What kind of reaction did you get from people?
Well, when we were talking about it in school with our friends, there was a good reactions and there was bad ones. There was a lot of reactions that this thing already exists, and we need to actually explain them that this not really exists in that way because we put a lot of new things in that and new features, so it could be more effective. But most of them told that this can work if we will do it right.
Yes.
So you talked to friends in school and your family?
Yes.
Yes, too.
And a lot of them thought it was a good idea. Okay, let me give you some advice. I once lost a lot of money because I invented something and then I asked all my friends and all my family what they thought, and they all said it was a wonderful idea because they were trying to be nice to me. Okay, you need to go and ask people who don't know you. Okay, they will give you an honest answer. Your mother will not tell you that she doesn't like it.
Well, first of all, thank you for the advice. We will absolutely use it. But we just need to say that we won the second place by people that we didn't really know and judges that we didn't know before. So I think that if they told us that it is a good shade, so I think that there is a potential in there.
Yes, but in order to, start actually making this thing, we need to post polls and surveys and see if the people really want it. But in the experience that we had, we think they do.
But thank you very much.
Now I'm going to give you the other side of the advice. Okay. When you talk to people and they give you their honest opinion and they say they don't like it, they don't need it, they don't want it. Okay. You have to sort of ignore that because it's brand new. You know who Henry Ford was? Henry Ford. He was an American car maker. He made cars, and back in those days, this is 100 years ago, everything was horses. And he really started to manufacture gasoline automobiles, and they were brand new. And he once said that if he had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. They didn't know that they wanted automobiles. His job was to show them why they needed and wanted automobiles. So the same thing, if people say to you, oh, I don't need it, that means now you have to show them why they do need it. So I've now given you two pieces of advice and they are exactly opposite. Very good. Very good. So what is your next step? Yes. You're muted. You're muted.
They are talking with Adam.
Excuse me, the bell rang. We didn't want this to interrupt. So
That's okay.
Can you tell it again? The question.
Yes. So what is your next step? What are you going to do tomorrow?
I think that we were going to listen to you and ask more people about it. And if we will decide as a group that we want to take it to the next level, I think that we absolutely can and make something of it, I guess.
Okay. You know who Thomas Edison was?
Of course. Yes.
Okay. And somebody asked Edison, how were you able to succeed when other people failed? And Edison said, they did not fail, they quit. He said, I do not quit. So what you have to do is make it up in your mind to keep going, not to stop. And that is the secret of Edison's success. He never stopped. So if you decide you want to do this, then just keep and do it. Don't ever stop. It doesn't matter what other people think or say, except for your mothers. That's the only person that's important. Okay. But everything else, you just keep working.
Thank you. We really appreciate the advice.
Well, it's not my advice. It's Henry Ford's advice. It's Thomas Edison's advice.
You delivered.
Yeah, I'm just